Right, your boy Tom Magnus. I thought I would talk briefly, at least. I might make a separate video about Lily Allen just because of what a cook she is and how she loves all migrants, all people, bar all these racist English people, these stupid racist English people, want thinking people. These migrants aren't children. Apparently, it's racist now. That's basically the news of this. That these migrant children from Calais, the jungle in Calais, they're apparently the children when they're like 18, 20, 25. And then if you question how old that and say, oh wait, these don't look like children, that's racist. That is some racist stuff. Well, I think simply by pointing out the fact that these people who've came over, okay, some of them look like teenagers, alright? But they look like they're on the older end of that. And I mean, in Syria or wherever, well, most of them appear to be Syrian. If they're like 17, 18, 19 and stuff, they could have been fighting. And I mean, and apparently wanting some kind of checks on these people, making sure that they are who they say they are and they are the right age. I mean, is it really such a big crime to be worried about these people? Because, I mean, there are a lot of worrying things from Calais and stuff where you see the migrants threatening people, throwing rocks at police, throwing rocks at truck drivers, and threatening them with knives and stuff, jumping on the back of trucks and everything to get into Britain. And I mean, I'm sure not all these guys are that bad. Some of them look fairly harmless, like, because some of them do look fairly young. And like, I'm sure they picked some like fairly normal, safe looking people, and if they've got family here, so it's not too bad. But Lily Allen has shown that she is a classic liberal cook, and you can go on her Twitter and you'll just see some of the stuff. She retweeted something really good here. Someone put, I'm ashamed of the British Empire. It's left scars across the world. Now's the time to right those wrongs, not continue to gorge on selfishness. Okay, well, I mean, classic cook leftist way of viewing things, like Britain is terrible, British Empire was terrible, it was all about racism, apparently. Yeah, because like British Empire obviously invented slavery and racism in all countries. Yeah, we were horrible to Africans, Indians, basically everyone. So now we have to not question the age of migrants who come from Calais. And it's like, why aren't the French helping them? The French don't want them there because France are becoming more anti-migrant, more anti-foreign, more anti-Muslim and whatever. I'm not trying to say France is racist. I'm anti-immigration myself, and but controlled. Obviously, you can't have all. You can't just close the country. Which, I mean, yeah. Anyway, importantly, if you say you're gonna take in children, and then you see a bunch of, to be fair, they don't look like, is this children? And then they make it out like it's these harmless young children that have made this perilous journey on their own. They're not children. They're not like 10 years old. And they keep on saying there's girls. Where are these girls? There aren't girls in the jungle in Calais, and aren't girls, and there aren't big families, nice happy families making the journey from Syria and Iraq and North Africa and all these places. It's like they're selling people this fairy tale idea that everyone who is a refugee or a migrant, and to be honest, yes, once they've left some kind of war zone, once they've left Iraq, once they've left Syria, wherever, and they're in Turkey or wherever, then they're no longer really refugees once they leave Turkey or whatever country they first enter once they've left. And admittedly, Turkey has a lot of... It has far too many. But, I mean, the Turks are doing something about it, at least. They were chasing ISIS out of the south of Turkey and stuff. But, like, even... I might make a separate video on Lily Allen and freaking... Gary Lineker's Twitter has got in on this whole calling people racist for yeah, it's racist. People wanting dental checks. That was one thing that people didn't like. They're like, oh, it's unethical, it's unhumane to have dental checks, because the dental checks, they can give you a rough estimate of the age of someone. I mean, some people were saying it was within 5 years accuracy, some 2 years accuracy. But at least if you get that, then you know, if you get a reading of someone being 30 or something, you know they're far too old. But I mean, should we really even be having this discussion? If we're taking in children, it literally shouldn't be an argument. It shouldn't even be questioned. That's why it's so dodgy, and that's why people will be worried, because you think that these children, and then they've had a lot of people who've been applying as children and so on, who've ended up being older. Obviously, because I think the EU law is that if you are a child, you can apply for a refugee status in another country, whereas if it's usually the first country you enter, that's where you've got to apply for refugee status. But if you're a child under 18, a majority of these are pushing the envelope for 18, to be honest. You know, they're all pretty much 18 or older. Okay, some of them are 17, but that's another point. But that is the idea. So you can understand why people would be applying as children, so they can choose to go somewhere else other than, I don't know, Turkey or Greece, wherever they first rock up. And I mean, I think you should have dental checks. You should thoroughly check anyone who comes into your country, just for national security means and stuff. And we've really got to question. And yeah, the French want to get rid of the jungle there, but you can understand that. But is the solution really that Britain takes it all? And yeah, I've talked a bit about Lily Allen already, and as I say, I might make another one. But there is a video of her going to the jungle, and that when she cries and she basically says, "Oh, I'm so sorry for my country," and it's like, is it Britain's fault that there are people in Calais living in the jungle? It's like, can they not just stay in France, or do they not want to go somewhere else? Or I think Britain's the best idea. Okay, fair enough if these people have family in this country, for them to want to try come here. And I think, but you've got to, either way you do it, you've got to try and do these things legally, because it just breaches any kind of trust. If you break into this country illegally, I don't have very much sympathy for you, no matter what you've gone through. And also, one of the things about this is kind of like, even if these are children, okay, like if they're above 18 or whatever, and they fled their own country in times of war, fair enough if like fucking ISIS or whatever, but it's like they don't want to fight for their country. A lot of these places, it seems like they don't want to fight for their country. Like, it put me in this position, and it's like, Okay, maybe if I'm fucking 15-year-old kid or whatever, maybe too little bit too young. Give me, say I'm the age I am now or whatever, fighting age, which I am. Um, I wouldn't flee my country, or maybe I'd flee my country to help it. But you would stay and fight for your country to free it from evil oppressors like ISIS and stuff. Except from the West's narrative of the whole Syria thing is like Bashar al-Assad. Assad is evil, and Russia are evil and stuff, and they don't even understand the whole irony of the fact that we are slightly causing the crisis in the Middle East, and we have in Iraq and such, but we don't learn, and then it's like, oh, we've got to take in all these people, but we don't do the right thing when it comes to the wars. I'm saying if we've sided with Assad and freaking Assad in Russia to get rid of ISIS, then the Syrian war won't go on for another 5 years. It's already been going on for 5 years. You would let the legitimate government of the country take control. Sorry, I'm having some kind of fit. I'm just trying to sort that out. But yeah, it's not racist to question the age of these migrants and to be worried about them. Yeah, the migrants, not refugees. Sorry. But yeah, so it's not racist to question the age of these people, and they do not look. Some of them look fairly harmless. Some of them look like they're like just about 17 or whatever. But it's a reasonable concern when someone says, when that's what we're supposed to be helping. We're supposed to be helping children. You think young kids. You think 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, whatever. Like I'd say maybe 15. It should be like, once someone's older than 15, they shouldn't really class as children, you know. But anyway, that went on for way too long, and I might make a video about Lily Allen, Gary Lineker, and all the cooks, kind of the way they've overreacted to people questioning the age of these child migrants. But it's a big topic, so yeah, peace out.